Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Pelion, South Carolina. Y'all, it's currently 81 degrees Fahrenheit here today in Pelion, and y'all, this is where the magic happens, here at WormWizardcastings. Y'all, whoo, it's a hot, warm day today, but I got out of here a little earlier, but I'm still pouring sweat. It's humid, it's hot, it's gonna be hot today, it's gonna be about 92, 93 degrees. Although that's going to be 2 or 3 degrees cooler than yesterday, it's still going to be hot. And y'all, what I like to do here on this channel is bring you along on the journey so you get to see everything, my successes, and also all my mistakes. Now, with keeping with the spirit of transparency and trying to get you guys to learn from my mistakes, I'm going to share a huge mistake I made yesterday. It was not on the video because it happened after I took the video yesterday. And when I come out here, well, before I get too far ahead of myself, all right, let me set the scene for you. Let me give you a little, let me preface this with a little bit of context. So, it's been hot. And I've been a little worried about, I don't want to add too much water to the bins. If the bins are moist, they don't need more water. So, I'm like, well, I don't want to add more water, but I want to keep it moist. So what do? I'll close the lid. That makes sense. Close the lids. Take the bamboo out. Take the gap out. Close the lid. That'll trap any of the excess moisture, and it'll and it won't evaporate off, right? Seems like a no-brainer. Great idea, I thought. Terrible idea. Shouldn't have done it. 0 stars. No thumbs up. Would not recommend. Highly would not recommend. Y'all, yesterday when I got done in here taking the worm video, like I say, I took all the bamboo sticks out there, and I let the lids just sit closed like I used to, so the moisture wouldn't dry out as fast. And y'all, yesterday afternoon when I come out to the shed to close up the doors and lock it up for the night, thank goodness I come out here and didn't not come out here. Thank God. Thank God. Because y'all, when I come out here to check the worms and just shut the garage, I didn't really come out here to check the worms. I come out here to shut the garage, but you know me, I'm a worm warrior. So anytime I come out to the garage, I tend to, go over and take a look at my worms and see what's going on. And thank God I did. Because y'all, when I walked into the shed yesterday, it was a ghastly scene. It was like Jonestown the morning after. Y'all, there was worms all over the floor, and there was little piles of worms. Back there behind each one of the bins, there was little piles of worms along the wall. There was worms, like I say, it was like Jonestown the morning after. There was worms all over the floor. It was a ghastly scene. And I panicked. Now, looking back on it, I wish I wouldn't have panicked. I wish I would have run inside, grabbed my phone, and documented the whole ghastly scene for you guys so you could have learned from my mistake. But since I didn't take a video of it, I'm still going to share it right here with you. Just so you know, I'm not hiding anything from y'all. It happened, and so I'm going to let you know. And so I come in here, and y'all, because I closed the lids, I've been talking about how the middle of the bin's been heating up. So y'all, the worms, they were already along the edge of the bin and in the corners. When I shut the lid, it allowed the walls and the condensation to build up on the walls and on the lid and everything. And those worms went straight up the wall. They went straight on the lip, and then they just jumped. A lot of them, not all of them, to be fair. When I opened the lid, there was still lots and lots of worms covering the sides of the bin. So all the worms didn't jump out. But y'all, I must have had 2 or 3, somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 2,500 to 3,500 worms in here on the floor. And thank God I come out here when I did, because I was able to save approximately 90% of them. As ghastly as the scene was, after I went around and I picked up the individual piles of worms, because what they did was when they fell, a lot of the worms went into survival mode and they knotted up in a little pile to conserve moisture. And so those worms, I'm pretty sure, survived, because I picked all of them up and they were still alive. I picked them up and I put them back in the bins. Now, unfortunately, all the ones who didn't go into survival mode and knot up in little piles that kind of tried to run away and find another place, Well, they ended up just sprawled out everywhere, dried out. I probably lost, it's hard to put a number on it because I didn't count them, but I would say it was a little less than a quarter pound, or no more than a quarter pound. So it was around 250, give or take, 100 or so. But if there was 2,000 or 3,000 worms on the floor and I saved 90% of them, I probably lost at least 200 or 300 worms. So like I say, y'all, it was a ghastly scene. I went into panic mode. And I know this is a long intro, 5 minutes. I probably shouldn't have rambled on talking so long. But y'all, I wanted to share that with you. And I haven't looked at the bins. Since I put the worms back in here, and I swept up all the dead ones, I put the live ones back in here, and I propped open the lids, because obviously I wasn't going to leave them lid not propped open at that point. But I haven't looked at them since I put the worms back. So I don't know what we're going to find when I open these lids. I'm actually kind of worried. But, well, without further ado, let's get right into it. And let's see what the worm wizards are doing today. Hopefully they're doing something. I'm a little worried. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, well, that's a good sign. Because I had piles of worms up here. Okay, so the worms that I piled in here, they did go down back into the bin. So that's good. They didn't perish. That's good. All right, let's go check out the corner over here. So y'all, it is too hot in the shed and the bins. Now over here on the side right here, it's actually cool to the touch. The bedding's not hot or warm at all. Let me get over here in the middle. And y'all can see there's lots of worms. Lots of worms here. But there is a heat bloom coming from the center here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's really warm down in the center down there. Oh yeah. Yeah, I could totally see why the worms wouldn't want to hang out in there. It's way too warm right there. But there really ain't much I can do about it. I don't reckon. Not at this point. At this point, it's probably too late to do anything about that. Oh, lordy. Lordy, lordy. I'm telling you. It's a learning process. But these worms look good over here. They're seeking the cool spots in the bin. Let me get over here. My glasses is fogging up. I can't hardly see now, y'all. It is so humid. It is so hot and so humid. Y'all gonna get tired of hearing me complain about how hot and humid it is. I apologize. I just need to be quiet and just grin and bear it, right, y'all? All right. All right. Let's see what's going on under here. Let me zoom in a little bit before nothing going on under there. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. Again, the worms are seeking the cool respite of the corners and the edge of the bin. Alright, let me dig down in the middle a little bit and see what we see. I really wish I would have run back in the house yesterday evening and grabbed my phone and came out here and, took a video. Now, this bin's not as warm. Down here in the middle, look at here. I don't hardly feel nothing. There might be a slight difference in temperature in the middle of this one compared to the sides. But this one, this is warm. I mean, it's almost getting hot to the touch in the middle. Which I find that strange, because I pretty much feed, see, that's the strange thing, is I pretty much feed the worm bins the same diet, so I don't understand why one would be hotter than the other. That's a good shot of a black soldier fly. Let me see if I can zoom in a little more. No, apparently I can't zoom in more without blurring the video. Whoo-wee! All right, y'all. So the worm's looking good over here in the corner. Again, the bedding's good and cool to the touch over here in the corners. All the bedding looks good and moist. There's a bunch over here in that corner. Let's zoom in a little more. Some hook-worthy worms over there. All right, let me dig down in the middle a little bit, see how we feel, see what we see. All right. Now, there's more heat, a little bit more heat coming from this bin than the previous bin. Oh, yeah. Now, as I dig down in the center of this bin is feeling more like the first bin. Not as hot as the first bin, but definitely warmer than the second one. For sure. All right, moving along. Whew, wiping the sweat off my face, y'all. Excuse me. I need a fan out here in the shed. Wish I had a nice big fan and a really long drop cord. I guess since it's hot, I'm going to be doing the chicken videos before the worm videos so the phone don't overheat for me. So that means I won't get a chance to feed them any soldier fly larvae unless it's off camera later. Guess I could always bring you back in for a short or something. What did that thermometer say? Zoom in there. Alright, the core of the bin is looking about 84-ish. No, I'm sorry. Not 84, about 88, 87, 88. Looks like. Let's get up a little bit higher up in the top surface of the bin. Alright, we're over 90 now. Well, we're at 90. Oh, now we're over 90. Bumping on 91, 92 degrees right there, looks like, y'all. So, 90 degrees, it's kind of hot for the worms, especially red wigglers, y'all. Well, I say especially red wigglers. Red wigglers have about one of the best tolerances for the, as far as temperature. They have a wide range. They tolerate cold up to hot, but 90 is about the cutoff for a red wiggler worm, y'all. They don't like it hotter than that. In fact, hotter than 90 degrees, and they might die. There's a good chance they'll die. That's why they're moving away from the heat, see, and getting over in the corners and along the wall where it's not as warm. That does make it easier to fill a worm order. When I go to fill the worm order, all I got to do is go straight for the corners, and I know exactly where they're at. That does help a little bit. Oh, that's a nice pocket of worms right there. I can feel some down there. Look at there. Look at those hook-worthy worms right there, y'all. What? See, that's what I'm talking about. I dug down a little bit deeper. Look at there. Look at there. Now, those are good hook-worthy worms right there, y'all. Woo-wee! Yes, sir. Anybody need some red wiggler worms for fishing? Or for composting or starting your own worm bin, y'all, I can hook you up. All you got to do, go check out the links in the description of this video, and they'll take you to my eBay store. And y'all, there I sell my worms. I sell the worm LEACHATE. Ooh, I even sell my worm castings. Let me give y'all a shot of my worm castings. Y'all, if you need some worm castings, for your garden or for your plants, or any of your house plants, or any kind of, whatever kind of plants you're growing, y'all. Even for you folks out there that like to grow cannabis. Y'all, these worm castings is like black gold for your garden, y'all. Telling you, gotta get you some worm castings if you're a serious gardener. You gotta have worm castings, y'all. And I recommend everybody make their own worm castings. Yes, I know. That sounds counterproductive. I sell worm castings. I should be trying to sell you worm castings. And I'll sell you worm castings if you want some. But y'all, I think everybody ought to get their own worms And I don't care if you buy the worms from me either. I'd appreciate it if you did. But you don't have to. You can buy them from anybody. And y'all, you should get your red wigglers and start you a worm bin or a compost pile or something and make your own worm castings. That's the best way, y'all. That is the best way. Look at all them red wigglers. They're all working hard, making us some good compost and recycling all this. See all this cardboard that would have ended up being dragged down to the trash dump and being recycled, hopefully being recycled. Who knows if they actually recycle all that stuff or not. I'm dubious of that fact. Anybody else really think they're actually not composting? When you take stuff to the recycling center, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if they're actually going to recycle it. So, but I like to avoid taking stuff to the trash dump if I can, like cardboard or, you know, anything that can be recycled here on the property is much better done that way than sending it off to a recycling center or a landfill. What y'all think? I'd love to hear what you think down in the comments. Y'all don't forget, when you drop a comment down below, it gets you entered in the Silver Dime Time giveaway I do every week. I'm going to be announcing that winner on my Saturday Live this week. So, one entry per person. You don't have to put in but one comment. And you can do the comment on any video that I post during the week. And that'll get you entered in the Silver Dime giveaway, y'all. And of course, don't forget to go check out my egg extravaganza video where I collect all the eggs from my chickens. If you count up the eggs and you get the right number and you put it in our comment section down there in the egg extravaganza video, y'all, if you get the right number, that'll get you a chance to win a 90% silver dime too. I put everybody who gets the right number of eggs guessed on the wheel of names. And we do that one too. So I give away 2 silver dimes every week. And I'm also doing another silver giveaway. When we get to 2,500 subscribers, I'm giving away 2 American Silver Eagles, y'all. That's right. 2 troy ounces of fine silver. Going to one of you lucky viewers out there. As soon as we cross that 2,500 subscriber mark, I'll let y'all know how to enter the giveaway. But we need you to thumbs it up and go on over there and click that subscribe button. It's totally free. Don't cost you nothing. And if you click that subscribe button, that'll get us closer to our goal of 2,500 subscribers. And when we get there, we'll have that giveaway and give away those 2 American Silver Eagles. All right, y'all. Well, y'all see the last bin, so you got to know what time it is. It's the last bin, everybody. Last bin, everybody. Last bin, everybody. Last bin, everybody. I'm telling you. Look at here. Ooh, predictable. We know they're going to be in the corners, y'all. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at them. Ooh-wee. Yep. Look at there. Yep. Yep. All right, y'all. Let's get over here and check out this last corner. Or no, I got 2 more corners. Lucas, a square has 4 corners. Look at them. They're looking good. I am so relieved. Because I'll tell you what, I was kind of worried I was going to open these lids, y'all. And I was afraid I was going to find those piles of worms. Those piles of worms I picked up off the floor. And I put them back in here last night. I was afraid that I was going to open up the lid this morning and those piles were going to be sitting there and those worms going to be dead. But y'all, the red wiggler worm is a resilient, tough, resilient worm. And he can take a lot. He can take a lot, y'all. But if you like this kind of content, y'all, I sure would appreciate it if you'd click that subscribe button over there. Join our journey. Ooh, there's a lot of soldier flies in this one now. I should have got... Man, I'm going to have to come back out here and dig these up for the chickies later. But y'all, it's too hot. I need to go in the house and take a break. I need to go in there and check on my son Jerry and make sure he's good. Oh, he's not now. No, don't get me wrong. He's not by himself. My son Jerry is in the house with his 2 sisters and older brother. So he's not by himself. He's in the house with his siblings. But I need to go check on Jerry. I check on him I take him to the bathroom every few hours because he's, like I said, I don't know if everybody remembers or not, but my son Jerry's special needs, and he's incontinent, and so I have to make sure to take him to the bathroom. I got a schedule to keep, y'all. I know I ain't got no watch on, but I got a schedule. Every so often, I know I need to go and take Jerry to the bathroom because he doesn't let you know when he needs to go. So you have to do it on a schedule, or else you're gonna have a bad day. all right, but that's enough about me. I need to wrap this up here so I can go inside and go do my other duties. And y'all, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming and watching my videos. I know I do the same videos every day. I know it can't be entertaining every day. I'm sorry for that, but life is not always. Sometimes life's just boring, routines are routines, but then again, every day is a new day. You never know what to expect. You might get surprised, like I did yesterday when I walked out in the shed and found that ghastly scene all over the floor. Thank God I got out here when I did, or it would have been even worse this morning. I guess that would have made a great YouTube channel to walk in here and find half my worm herd dead on the floor. But I would prefer not to get a bunch of views that way. So y'all, thank you again for coming this far. I'm giving you a thumbs up. This thumbs up right here is for you. YouTube, you need to give me a thumbs up button so I can give a thumbs up to all my viewers. Because I want to give each and every one of y'all a thumbs up, and I would love to subscribe to each and every one of y'all. Thank you. God bless you. And if you made it this far, y'all, I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And y'all can come on back now. You hear?